I should have known better than to use a homemade Ouija board. We broke so many of the rules. I'm shocked we all didn't die. It started fun enough. My friends and I were just having a good time, hanging out, drinking some beers, and someone suggested we try to have a seance, just for the hell of it. We truly never expected for anything to happen, especially this. We all sat in a circle around some lit candles, held each other's hands and closed our eyes. How do we start? Liz asked. I think we just start chanting, right? James said. You dink, you don't just start chanting. First we need to know who we're going to try and contact. Haven't you ever seen a movie where they have a seance? You figure who, then all meditate together, then start asking questions. If someone is there, they answer or give a sign. Liz asked, Okay, so who? Does anyone have a dead relative they want to chat with? My uncle died about 4 years ago. Let's try him. All right, let's do it, I said. We all sat there in the semi-darkness, the flickering candlelight dancing on our faces. James spoke first after a brief silence. Uncle Matt, are you there? We'd like to speak to my Uncle Matt. He died about 4 years ago of leukemia. If anyone is here, or he's here, can you please show us a sign? And we waited, and nothing happened. Hello? Is anyone here? We'd like to talk to you. Still more of nothing. Man, screw this. Nothing is going to happen. This is all crap, I said. We're never going to do anything this way. We need a Ouija board. I don't have one, but we can make one. Can we do that? Yeah, just use some cardboard for the board itself, and we can use more cardboard and a shot glass for the planchette, I guess. That would work, right? Liz said. So we made one. It looked like total garbage when we were done, but we really didn't expect it to work anyway, so we rolled with it. We had to Google the instructions because none of us have ever used one. So the three of us sat in a sort of circle with the board in the middle of us. We all put our fingers on the planchette and waited. We didn't know who would talk. Finally, I said I'd go first. Okay, spirits of the afterworld. James and Liz both erupted in laughter. Hey man, if either of you have a better idea, go for it. No, you go ahead. I'm too chicken to anyway. I don't want anything attaching itself to me. All right. Spirits of the afterlife, we would like to communicate with anyone that may be near us right now. Is there anyone here right now? I could hear us collectively hold our breath, waiting for something to happen, or for the planchette to move. Alas, none of us were surprised when nothing did happen. We tried again. Okay, we are here to try and contact someone from the afterlife. Anyone at all. We just want to speak to someone. Please, if you're there, make an attempt to reach out to us through this board. We all very nearly crapped our pants simultaneously when my phone rang a second or two after I asked. Hello, I said. I'm coming, the voice said through static and fuzz. Oh my god. I threw the phone down onto the floor and stood up immediately. What? Who was it? I don't know, but all it said was, I'm coming, and it was all staticky. We just stood there looking around dumbfounded. It had to have been a coincidence. How could the call have been from a spirit after all? I wasn't sure what to think right now. Okay, I'm done, said Liz. This has me way freaked out now. Yeah, I agree. Let's just call it a night and throw this thing away. Just make sure you save my shot glass, though, I said. James set up his bed on the couch and Liz in the spare room. I went to my own room for the night. That call had me spooked, and I had some trouble falling to sleep. The second I did doze off, James yelped. I leapt to my feet and ran out to see what was going on. Liz wasn't far behind me. Holy hell! Something just breathed in my ear. Like literally right in my ear. I'm not even joking, dude. I'm scared. Like really, really scared. I was laying here almost asleep, and someone or something breathed in my ear. It didn't say anything, it just made a breathy sound. I felt it on my skin. Okay, then we'll all sleep out here then, so we can keep an eye on each other. We moved the coffee table out of the way and laid out blankets and pillows, and just camped out in the family room for the night. Being together in the same room, James and Liz fell asleep within 20 or 30 minutes, while I just laid there. My eyes darted back and forth between spots on the walls. I'd been in this room thousands and thousands of times. And yet tonight, the shadows all seemed different. Thinking of the phone call sent chills down my spine. The voice didn't sound human, but there was no other explanation for it. Liz stirred next to me, then sat up in her spot. She didn't say anything, but only sat there. I called her name and she didn't move, only silently breathed in and out. When she stood up, I called at her again, and again, no response. She made her way past me and started towards a mirror on the wall, and then stood motionless in front of it for several minutes. Without warning, she swung her head forward and smashed it straight into the glass, shattering it. Still, she said nothing, but bent down to pick up a long, jagged piece that had fallen to the floor. Not hesitating even for a second, she stuck the glass blade into her neck and continued to stand there like it never happened. "Oh my God, Liz!" I hopped up and ran to her. I grabbed her and spun her around. As soon as she saw me, she whispered, "It's here," and collapsed in my arms. She was still breathing, thankfully, only now it was short and brisk, almost like hyperventilating breaths. James never stirred in his spot through all the commotion and noise. Something truly messed up was going on. Liz is on the small side, but she was limp and felt like she weighed a ton. I was able to get her to the couch and set her down. I should have known better, but I grabbed hold of the shard and pulled it from her neck, and blood splashed from the wound. I quickly wrapped a towel around her neck to help with the bleeding. She never made another sound after that. I began pacing in the room, muttering to myself, questioning the reality of what just happened. I looked over at Liz, her towel now fully saturated with blood, and she was gone. She bled out, and she was dead. "It's here," her voice still fresh in my mind. What did she mean? I walked over to James and shook him. His lids finally snapped open to reveal black, soulless eyes. "Man, what the hell?" "I'm here," he said. I fell backwards into the pile of blankets and pillows, but hit my head on the edge of the table and blacked out. When I woke up, James was not in the room. I called out his name. Silence answered me. The candles were still lit, their dim flickers dancing on the walls. I wandered around the house looking for James when I found him. He was in the bathroom, staring deep into the mirror. "James, dude, what the hell, man? What is wrong with you?" He didn't say a word, didn't move a muscle. If he was breathing, I couldn't see it. "James, who the hell is here? What do you mean?" Now he turned to me. His eyes were still dark, but I know he was seeing me standing in front of him. I felt weak while his gaze focused on me. I heard something, finally, almost from the house itself, it seemed. "I am the one you called for, but I have no name." James began to scream louder than I had heard before, and I covered my ears. His scream pierced me to the core. I ran away from him, but I couldn't escape it. Like the words, this scream seemed to come from everywhere at once. From the house itself. It was everywhere and nowhere at once. As I ran past Liz's shattered mirror, I caught a glimpse of James, but he didn't look like him, almost like he was shifting to someone or something else. I stopped only long enough to wrench another piece of the broken mirror from its frame and turned to defend myself against James. He continued towards me with his black eyes focused on me again. "James!" I shouted. "Wake the hell up! Liz is dead!" James kept moving mindlessly, emotionless at me. "You gotta step out of it, man. Wake up. Come on," I shouted. He stopped, his eyes peering into mine. Then he lunged, and I instinctively moved to one side and swung at him. I hit him with the sharp glass and cut him. His yell was inhuman, and again, came from everywhere. He landed on his side and started convulsing. "Kill me. Do it." His words traveled off. I jumped on top of James and thrust the mirrored knife into his neck and was met with a spray of blood. "Man, oh my God. I'm sorry, James." Whatever was here, whatever we called, was pulling at me, wanting to control me, to tear me apart from the inside. This was no human spirit, whatever it was. We'd summoned something evil. I had to get away, or this thing would kill me too. I don't know how, but I'd be dead before morning if I didn't do something. I ran to grab my phone. Call 911? Hell no. What are they gonna do? Send a priest? I opened my phone anyway. There on the screen were the instructions. We never closed the board, never said goodbye. The evil killed my best friends all because of a stupid game. I ran to the trash and pulled the board out, threw it on the floor and knelt beside it. I started crying, but through the tears I said goodbye. "I'm ending this game. I'm saying goodbye to the spirits that we've brought to this world. I banish any and all evil back to where it came from. I felt the evil pressing on me, wanting to destroy me still. It moved through me. I could feel every nerve seize from within, and I froze. And then it was gone. I dialed 911, and a short time later, the cops and EMS arrived to survey the situation. I was taken to the hospital for observation before going to the jail to give my version of what happened. I stood in the bathroom of my hospital room and splashed some water on my face to wake up a little. There was a knock on the door, and the doctor entered. I lifted my head from the sink and stood to wipe it off. I opened my eyes to check myself. Black eyes stared back at me. That's it. That's the end of the show. Welcome to the 100% scripted and pre-recorded portion of tonight's entertainment. If you liked what you heard, I'd be happier than a cat on a table full of antique glassware. Because you know cats love knocking things off tables. Well, if you liked it, comment on the video, like the video, dislike it if you disliked it. Let me know what you thought. I see every like, comment, and subscription. I'm always watching. You'll also find my Ethereum address, just in case you want to support me and my cryptocurrency gambling addiction. Just kidding though. Anyways, this now concludes the 100% scripted and pre-recorded portion of tonight's entertainment. Thank you for listening and have a great day.